Okay, so high above our cities, there's this hidden war going on every single second of every day. It's a battle against the environment, against physics itself, and it's all just to get a clear radio signal from a tower to your car. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on why that battle is so often lost. Now, just so you know, what we're talking about today is part 5 of a much larger 10-part series on broadcast antenna systems. But right here, we're zeroing in on the physical and environmental stuff, the things that cause most signals to fail. Let's jump in. You've been there, right? You're driving, you're singing along to your favorite song, and then just static. We all blame our radio or think we hit a dead zone, but the real reason is way more dramatic, and it's all happening hundreds of feet up in the air. Yeah, the real story isn't happening down in some comfortable, quiet broadcast studio. Nope. It's happening way up on towers just like this one. That's where the antenna is in this constant, brutal fight with the elements, just to keep that signal strong and clear for you. You know, every antenna system starts out its life in perfect condition, but that perfection, it doesn't last long. From the moment it's installed, it begins this inevitable journey from a flawless signal to, well, a problematic one. It's a decline that you can actually predict, and without help, it always ends in failure. And this whole journey of decay, it's surprisingly predictable. So day 1, everything's perfect. But after just a year or so, the daily cycle of heating up in the sun and cooling down at night starts to loosen things up. By year 4, corrosion is creeping in, and you start getting that fuzzy reception at the edges of the broadcast area. And if you let it go for 8 years or more, you're looking at a critical system failure. Seriously. So what's the main villain in this whole story? What's the #1 threat to that crystal clear signal you want? It's not a massive lightning strike, it's not a hurricane, it's actually something much, much smaller and a whole lot sneakier. Believe it or not, the biggest point of failure is the humble coaxial cable. This thing is basically the antenna's circulatory system, and it is, by far, the single most common cause of degradation. This is where the battle is most often lost. And the reason it's so vulnerable comes down to how complex the connections are. I mean, look at all the steps it takes for just one connector. Every single cut, every peel, every crimp is a chance for a tiny, tiny imperfection, a microscopic gap that lets moisture sneak in and just wreak havoc. And the attack on these cables just never stops. The sun's UV rays are constantly baking the outer jacket. Temperatures swing from freezing cold to blistering hot, making everything expand and contract. Rain, humidity, they're always trying to find a way inside. And all the while, the wind is just endlessly pushing and flexing the line. It is a really tough life for a cable. But hey, it's not just about the cables. The antenna itself has to be aimed with pinpoint precision, and there are these powerful, invisible forces that are constantly trying to push it off course. Think about the wind, not as one big gust, but as this persistent, gentle push that never, ever stops. Day in, day out, this constant stress slowly works the bolts and fasteners loose. And a tiny tilt, just a few degrees that you couldn't even see with your naked eye, can totally change the signal's path and create dead zones where you used to have perfect reception. And then you've got sheer weight. Get ready for this number, 1,000 pounds. That's how much extra weight can build up from ice alone. Just try to picture half a ton of ice clinging to that structure, a massive force that can literally bend steel and twist the whole antenna out of whack. So on top of all those physical forces, there's another invisible enemy out there. And this one, well, we created it ourselves. Our modern world is practically drowning in a sea of electronic noise, and it's polluting the very airwaves we rely on. And the crazy thing is, this interference is absolutely everywhere. Aging power lines, factories, even the LED lights in our homes, or the inverters on solar panels. They all generate this radio frequency interference, this noise. And this noise can just completely overwhelm the real signal, making a clean broadcast pretty much impossible. All right, and finally, we get to the most dramatic threats of all. This isn't the slow, creeping death from corrosion we talked about. This is when nature just decides to attack with pure brute force. You really have 2 totally different kinds of threats here. On one side, you've got the constant grinding stress of the wind, which leads to a gradual failure over time. And on the other, you have the instantaneous, catastrophic power of a lightning strike. Even with the best protection, a direct hit can just vaporize components in a flash. And the attacks come in other forms too. That massive weight from ice can also change the antenna's electrical properties, basically detuning it like a guitar string going flat. The daily temperature swings make the metal expand and contract, slowly wiggling connections loose. And if you're near the coast, that aggressive salt spray literally eats the metal away.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's pretty simple, actually. For all the complex electronics that go into broadcasting, the vast majority of failures come down to a basic physical battle. It's a fight against moisture, wind, ice, and temperature.
At the end of the day, we have to remember that an antenna isn't just a lifeless piece of metal sitting on a tower. It's a dynamic system. It's constantly expanding, contracting, and enduring stress. It is locked in a relentless, day-in, day-out struggle with its environment, all to deliver that clear signal. The signal itself might be simple, but getting it to you is a constant war against the physical world. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible systems, what other unseen battles are being fought all around us right now, just to keep our modern world connected?